In a major development, denying bail to the former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in the CBI case, alleging corruption in the implementation of excise policy, a Delhi court on Friday said that the Aam Aadmi Party leader can prima facie be held to be the architect of the criminal conspiracy. Sisodia is currently under judicial custody in the case registered by the CBI and ED. Special Judge M.K. Nagpal of Rouse Avenue Court observed that the payment of advance kickbacks of around 90 to 100 crore was meant for him and his other colleagues in the government. Quote unquote, the payment of advance kickback of around 90 to 100 crore was meant for him and the other colleagues in the GNCTD, and 20 to 30 crores out of the above are found to have been routed through the co-accused Vijay Nair, Abhishek Boyanapalli and approver Dinesh Arora. In turn, certain provisions of the excise policy were permitted to be tweaked and manipulated by the applicant to protect and preserve the interests of the South liquor lobby. This is what the court has said. It technically nails Mr. Sisodia.
Well, I think, Karthikeya, it definitely does cast serious observations which is there in the judgment while denying bail to Manish Sisodia. The court has held that, till now, what the investigation has revealed is that he seems like the architect of the entire criminal conspiracy. And what is more damaging and what could further spell trouble for the Aam Aadmi Party government is, if I may go by the term used by the line which is there in the judgment, is that the sum of 90 to 100 crore kickbacks involved were meant for Sisodia and his colleagues in the government, which means that more than Sisodia, there are other ministers also who were involved or who were part of the process of getting or about to get kickbacks. That is the meaning of the sentence which is used in the observation made by the court.
And let me be verbatim, because we have the document of the court which is part of the public record. So there is nothing which we are saying is beyond what the judges have said. So the order running into 34 pages, the court said that it is not inclined, and I am quoting it verbatim, inclined to release Mr. Sisodia on bail at this stage of investigation, as his release may adversely affect the ongoing investigation, will also seriously hamper the progress. Now, the evidence collected so far, quote unquote, clearly shows that the applicant, through co-accused Vijay Nair, was in contact with the South lobby, and formulation of favourable policy for them was being ensured at every cost, and cartel was permitted to be formed to achieve monopoly in sale of certain liquor brands of favoured manufacturer, quote unquote. The court said, quote unquote, their words. Thus, as per allegations made by prosecution and the evidence collected in support thereof so far, the applicant can prima facie be held to be architect of the said criminal conspiracy.
Well, absolutely. It's a very, as I said, it's a very damaging observations which are recorded by the judge while denying the bail to Manish Sisodia. I think it will make task for Manish Sisodia to get bail sooner much more difficult. Aam Aadmi Party and Manish Sisodia are definitely going to appeal it in the higher court, where they would also like to quash the observations or put a stay on the observations which has been made by the court. But the observations per se are damaging, because it not only implicates Manish Sisodia, but it also holds that he's the architect of the entire fraud, and he's also, he and his colleagues in GNCTD, which is the Delhi government, was supposed to get money out of 90 to 100 crore rupees. So, it doesn't augur well if you go by the observations of the judge, which is made in the 34-page court order as we speak. So this, politically also, this doesn't augur well for the Aam Aadmi Party, because the Bharatiya Janata Party will be quick to latch on to it, and will also comment on how the government, which was trying to proclaim itself as somebody who has come to cleanse the system, has now become part of what they have been, saying right from the word go, that they will never be.
You have covered investigative agencies, you have covered court. Can you please tell me what you make out of this? Again, I'm quoting a portion of the judgment. The court further said, quote unquote, that the evidence collected so far by CBI not only shows Sisodia's active participation in the criminal conspiracy, but also the prima facie commission of some substantive offences of the PC Act by him, unquote.
Well, these are very damaging observations because the Enforcement Directorate has also held that Manish Sisodia has destroyed several material evidences. Several mobile phones which were used by Manish Sisodia, they were destroyed and they were not produced before the investigative agency so that they can do a forensic analysis of the phone and try to find out exactly what transpired, what kind of messages were sent to other people, and how the whole policy was tweaked to ensure that profit goes to certain players and in return they get the desired money. These are very damaging observations, and I think the Aam Aadmi Party will definitely would want to approach the higher court to see, because going by these observations per se, it doesn't augur well for Manish Sisodia or the chances of him getting bail anytime soon. It's not at all good news as far as the Manish Sisodia is concerned.
Let's listen to the bite of Sanjay Singh, Aam Aadmi Party leader, in defense of Mr. Sisodia.
देखिए, ये जो फैसला आया है ये बहुत हैरान करने वाला फैसला है, इसलिए कि इसमें 8 लोगों को जमानत मिल चुकी है और 2 लोगों को तो ऐसी जमानत मिली जिनको गिरफ्तार भी नहीं किया गया और जमानत मिल गई। मनीष सिसोदिया जी के मामले में ये जमानत रद्द कर दी गई। जिस प्रकार से केजरीवाल जी ने पिछले दिनों दिल्ली की विधानसभा में मोदी और अडानी के रिश्तों का खुलासा किया है, लाखों करोड़ रुपए के घोटाले का सच देश के सामने उजागर किया है, मैं समझता हूं अभी पूरी सरकार दबाव बनाकर, नरेंद्र मोदी जी और पूरी की पूरी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार दबाव बनाकर मनीष सिसोदिया जी को और सत्येंद्र जैन जी को और लंबे समय तक जेल में रखेगी, ऐसा मुझे पूरी तरीके से लगता है। और दूसरी बात यह है कि ये फैसला ही अपने आप में, आप किसी भी कानून के जानकार से पूछेंगे, एक मामले में अगर 8 लोगों को जमानत मिल चुकी है तो एक व्यक्ति को जमानत ना देना, ये मैं समझता हूं कि फैसला बिल्कुल गलत है और इससे हम लोग असहमत हैं। इसके खिलाफ अदालतों का हम सम्मान करते हैं और इसके खिलाफ हम हाई कोर्ट में अपील करेंगे।
So Sanjay Singh said that they will go to the High Court, and before I end the program, I'll quickly quote another portion of the order of the court, because it's an order of the court. Absolutely. It's not an obiter dicta. Let me just rephrase it for our viewers, that there is a debate which can take place on the observation of the court. This is a debate which is taking place on the order of the court.
Order of the court, absolutely.
So the order says there is nothing apparent on the record to infer or show that the arrest of the applicant in this case was illegal or violative of any directions of the Honorable Supreme Court or the Honorable High Courts, and rather the material placed before this court by the CBI justifies the arrest of the applicant in the case, the court said. Does it really spell big trouble for Mr. Sisodia?
Well, I think the observations, when what I was saying has been kind of corroborated by Sanjay Singh, who's saying that now they will approach the higher court, because the order per se is they're saying that several people have gotten bail. The observations of the court are very, very damaging, and I mean there are no two ways about it, because prima facie the judge has felt that that all the material evidence placed before him by the investigative agency points to the fact that Manish Sisodia is the kingpin as far as this liquor scam is concerned. This is the reference which can easily be made, or not a reference. I mean, this is exactly what the judgment of the court is saying.
So this was the order of the court, and obviously Aam Aadmi Party is going to take this matter to the higher courts. But I don't think that this battle is going to end judicially. It's going to be a both political battle between the Aam Aadmi Party and Bharatiya Janata Party. But as of now, I think trouble has mounted for Mr. Sisodia, because the order is very hard on him. Thank you, Brijesh, for joining me in this edition of News Live.